Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 74 of my RPG Maker series. Last time, and the time before that, I started working on the sewer system under the Skill Shrine City. It's the final dungeon slash exit to the town slash area. This episode, we're going to hopefully wrap it up. So let's dive in. All right, as you can see on the bottom section here, I worked on it a little more to get it closer to what I want it to do. It's not quite what I want, but it's closer, which is the important thing. So let's turn our attention to enemy spawns. We're going to want to place them and set them up so that they chase after the player. So let's start with, well, let's start up here in the corner, because we know that's where we're going to put them. So, new. This will be, we should name all the events similar things, so when we're going through it, we know. Let's actually chop it up into coordinates. So the top area here, the middle section, and then the bottom section. And then we can chop it into left, middle, and right. So we'll name it enemy spawn. And we could actually probably just cut that down to spoon. Yeah, we'll say enemy spoon. So left, top. There we go. Good. All right. And then for notes, just to help us out in the future, we'll say, well, let's find out what, no, we'll say top left corner. What enemies are we spawning here? Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's pick a look first. What I'm thinking, I'm actually going to move this out of the way real quick. What I'm thinking is that we will have some slow enemies and some fast enemies and some regular speed enemies. The slow ones I'll put mainly in the far reaches because they will take longer to get to the player. As the player zips through the sewer, they will run into the slow enemies later, which is what I want. So they should be strong but slow to give the player a challenge. The fast ones should be weaker so the player can cut through them easier because they're going to reach the player easier. And then the medium speed ones are just medium strength. So I need to set up battle when the player touches this thing. Is there a movement? Can I set up a set movement route? This event. Can I activate battles through here? Nope, doesn't look like it. But that's okay. That's all right. I know what I can do here. I just need to find scene control. Here we are. Battle processing. Okay. Great. So I need to figure out what enemy to use. And it's been a while. I'll just apply. Okay. It's been a while, so I actually need to go back and look through. I know I made these up, but it's been a while. We have Sludge Bat, Cockatrice, Grime, and Ultra Grime. So let's add a Grime. Let's also add an Ultra Grime, I think. You will come back here. You will be right there. And we'll add another Grime right there. Auto name, sure. And let's see. New event. No events need to happen in here. It's just a regular battle. So apply. Okay. Come back here. Battle process. Set it up with the Grime and... come on. The Grime and Ultra Grime. There we go. Designation with a variable. Same as random encounter. Can escape. No, you know what? I think in this sewer level, any enemy that the player comes up against, they can't escape. Because the whole idea is that they're trying to escape in this map, not during the battle. So, yeah, if they lose, they lose. Alright, so that's going to be a slime. So let's find monsters? Yep. Okay. Great. Now here's the thing. That's where they'll start. Do I want to make a spawn point so that it keeps spawning monsters? And do I want to do that for this map in general? What is this? Ah, right. Okay. So let's go to battle processing. Set you up. You're going to be a fasty. So we're going to want Cave Rat. Why do I have... No. That's for later in the game. That's for the Faith Shrine. That's not for here. Whether it's for the Faith Shrine or not, that's not for here. So I'm actually going to have to go through and set up all the sewer stuff. Okay. I didn't think I had to, but I had forgotten to do that earlier. So we'll do Tunnel Rat. Okay. What else do we have here? An undead? No. A ghoul? No. Should we just go with Tunnel Rats? Yeah. Alright. Can lose? Sure. And we'll name this one... Actually, we don't have to name... Nope. We don't have to name the monster spawn, the monsters themselves. This is what we're trying to name the spawn points. This can just be Slime Monster. So if I go Slime Monster, let's say 1 or A up here, then I can put other slime monsters across the map, and the spawn will spawn this event, Slime Monster 1. So let's see if I can actually get that going, right? We wanted this to be spawn point, what was it? Left top, right? And then the notes are just, yeah, okay. Spawn point, oops. Spawn point top left. Okay. So, how are we going to spawn enemies? How are we going to spawn events? I think what I'm gonna do... Well, there's a couple things we could do. Just with this option without using plugins or scripts. What I want to do, I think what I want to do is set up a common event so that every spawn point, I just need one event set up for it to run. But what does that do? All right, yeah. Discard, no. Apply. We'll just come back to it in a second. Let's see if we can't set up this as a common event, right? Name sewer spawn. Trigger. It's gonna run on its own with the player in here. So I think parallel. Switch. There doesn't really need to be a switch. The player being in this map is the switch. We'll come back to that in a second here. Let's look at the contents. Okay. It should be a timer thing. So the first round of spawns should happen immediately. And then it doesn't matter how many enemies are on the field, how many the player has defeated. After a certain amount of time, the spawns spawn again. So we definitely want... Let's see if we can't do a conditional branch. I think we can do this. Enemy appear. You know, I don't know. Nope, never mind. Makes the enemy who has the appear halfway option appear. That's for in the middle of battle. So that's not going to work. We need something that creates... No, we don't need something that creates. We just need something to trigger the event again. Right? Let me cancel this. Apply. Fine. We can change that later if I need to. This event, let's assume this event is still out on the field. Right? Slime Monster 1 hasn't been killed by the player. When the timer expires, does it spawn another one? Or does it spawn when this event is dead? I think if it keeps spawning, regardless, the player could get overwhelmed. And not in a fun way, like I'm thinking. Not in a, I've taken too long, I've been ground down to defeat. If the player takes too long, the whole map could be filled with monsters. But if I set the event so that it spawns a monster after a certain amount of time has passed, if the monster event has been defeated, cleared, then it's always producing a monster when it's defeated. There's no end, but there is a limit to how many monsters are on the field at one time. I think that's better. I think that'll actually help with processing power and frame rate and all that other nonsense that could destroy somebody's computer. So I need to find a way to reference the event in the conditional branch. A common event inside a common event? Ooh, that would hurt my head. Why don't we just not do that? Let's see here. Set event location. That's not what I'm looking for. I think that just sets an event. Yeah, changes the current location of the specified event. Cannot move the event to a different map. On the other hand, we're setting a specified event to spawn after it's been cleared by the player. So, assuming that the monster's dead, the common event will check and then spawn the event on the marker, right? So, all right, I see. I can't make it a common event then. If I have to specify which event. Ooh. Okay. I suppose I could make a switch so that it just switches, like, all right, let me back out. I could make this a switch, so if the timer is 1 minute, then a switch activates, and the switch is tied to each individual event. That's a lot of, oh god, all right. That's a lot of circular logic. It would just be faster and easier to come in here, set up a conditional branch. So if the timer, we'll say a minute. Okay. Event location. Slime Monster 1. Current designation. Yes. Oh, well, all right. Right there. Exchange with another event. No. Direction. Retain. Okay. All right. But we need something else here. Otherwise, when the timer reaches 1 minute, it's just going to teleport the monster back. We need, if timer reaches 1 minute and then set, and event isn't on the map, then set the event location. So let's see if we can't do that. If timer equals 1, and let's see, can I set it up so that the What is this? I don't think I've ever actually looked at this. And how do I adjust this? Because I can't click on it. And I don't know where I would find that option in these tools. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what this is or how to fill in these numbers. All right, since I don't know, I'm just going to have to skip past it. All right, so that's not going to work. If timer equals a minute, and we'll say maybe I do have to have a switch. Maybe I need a switch for each monster, or maybe a variable. Well, let me look at this. If this variable equals 0, then set... Okay, all right. I think I've got an idea. Let's change the maximum to 21. Okay. And set this as monster spawn. Or monster spawning. Yeah. Spawning. I was going to say monster defeat, but then I could get that confused with something way later. Okay? If the variable monster spawning equals 0, then I have to actually cut that out and put that there. Paste. Okay. Then the event location spawns another one. All right. So, in that case, battle processing Grime, if they win, then we need to make the variable monster spawning equals 0. Right? Right? Is that how that works? If this monster gets killed, then the variable goes to 0, and the spawn point spawns this monster again, right? The problem is the variable's not differentiating between which monsters, right? So if I set up the exact same, if I set this exact same variable event up somewhere else, but I set the event location instead of slime monster, I use, let's say, the rat horde. Fly, good. So I'm actually going to copy this, and we're going to test it. Well, maybe not test it right now, but we can test it. We have to test it. Okay. All right. And this one is called what? Where is this? It's the middle, and it's the far right. So spawn point M right. There we go. All right. Apply. Good. All right. I actually want to say trigger player touch. No. It has to run on its own, right? So parallel, if I want all the monsters to move with the player, it has to be parallel, right? So I want approach. Their speed is faster than normal. The frequency they move should be higher. Well, maybe it could be normal speed, but frequency, how often they move is what I'm actually going for. All right. And this guy up here, the slime, will say his speed is normal, but his frequency of moving is lower or lowest. We'll say lowest. I want to see how slow that actually is. Okay. All right. Slime Monster 1. Set event location, Slime Monster 1. All right. So we need to set this up. Change this to, let's see here, event location, rat swarm. Oh, I should probably give that a number. Current map, but I want it to be here. Okay. Good. All right, so as I'm picturing it, oh, wait. And then I have to do, if they win, Where is it? Control variable, monster spawning equals 0. Okay, so as I'm imagining it, the monster spawns will start out and begin homing in on the player. If the player kills them, a certain amount of time will pass, and I'm thinking a minute's too short now, but a certain amount of time will pass. The game will look for that constant, that variable. If the monster spawning equals 0, if it is 0, and it should be, then it will spawn a rat swarm. Now, here's the problem. If any monster's dead, then it should set monster spawning to 0, right? Because if I leave this control variable the same on every single monster, then it doesn't matter which one's dead. They will all read as monster spawn 0. So every event will fire off another spawn, which I said I didn't want to do. I don't want to flood the map with monsters. So I could change the variable. I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the variable. Let's say... let's give each spawn its own variable. So we're going to need... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Well, let me look at... Okay, cancel. Let's see here. We have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say 6 over here. 7 right here. And then 1 here, 8, and 1 here, 9. Let's do 10 for good measure. Just for good measure. So I want 10 variables that do the same thing. That seems inefficient. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah? Maybe I'm wrong about that. The problem is, a switch will do the same thing the variable will do, right? Let's assume I don't use a variable. Let's say I use a switch. But let's say I set it up for monsters spawning. It's the same wording I used for variable. The event will check, and if even one monster's dead, it will spawn for all the monsters. So that's not going to work. I guess I could set up a variable. Could I set up a variable for each individual? That's not going to work. That's not what I'm looking for. Come back here. That's not going to work. Come back here to variables. Let's go to edit. Okay. All right. What about a range? I'm actually not sure if that'll work. Operates all variables found between 2 specific numbers. So if I set up the 10 spawning points as a range of numbers, then I could set it up as a common. I could set it up as a common event. The common event will check if any or all of those variable numbers in the range 1 to 10 are present. If any of them aren't, it will spawn. Okay, yeah. So let's go back to 1 to 10. All right. Variable range 1 to 10. Okay. So if 1 through 10 equals 0, then it can spawn. Right? I think the problem here, what I've got here, is that it's saying if it wins, set all those numbers to 0. So we need to assign this one a variable number, right? That's what we need to do. So let's say, instead of rat swarm 1, because we have the slime up here, let's say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. So we'll say rat swarm 6. All right. We need to assign it a variable. Yeah, all right. I'm a little confused here. I need to think this through. Let's say the variable is monster spawning. We want the range, right? Oh, okay. All right. All right. I got it. I got it. This is number 6, right? So we set this to 0, right? Control variable number 6 is 0, right? This one will scan. If monster spawning, we can change that to if monster spawning equals variable. Nope. I can't set the range. Ah. Can I do it this way? If number 6, the rat, is monster spawn, right? So I'm tying, am I tying the range of variables to monster spawn? Is that what I'm doing when I do this? Number 6 equals monster spawning, okay. And then set up a new one where monster spawning equals 0, right? Am I doing that right? I have no idea. Okay, well, assuming I am, then if monster spawning equals 0, add another rat swarm at this location. Okay. Okay. See if I can do that again. If I'm doing it right, then great. Fantastic. I'm a smart person who understands what he's looking at. Otherwise, I look like an idiot. I've never worried about that before. I'm doing this so that it doesn't matter if I look like an idiot or not. I need to learn. The only way I'm going to learn is by doing. And you guys can correct me anyways. You're not shy about doing that. So we want monster spawning equals 0. Nope. I messed up on that. Okay, wait. Yes, that's what I want. Why is it giving me who am I number 1? Oh, okay. If you made a comment in the comment section, delete it. I got it. That range is for the range of variables here, not just a range of numbers. So if I did 21 through, let's say 31, right? That is monster spawning and then 10 additional... wrong way. Always the wrong way. 31. 31. Plus 10 additional monster spawnings, right? It's just referencing this whole row of variables. All right. I got it. I got it. I got it. I know what I'm doing. You don't have to worry about me. But I do need to differentiate which monster spawns are what. So this will be slime spawn. Actually, I can just reference the location, right? So this is top left spawning. There we go. Apply. All right. I'll just do those two right now for the time being. Okay. Great. So if I win, then I'm going to actually delete these and try over again. Okay. Fresh start. If I win, then top left spawn equals 0. Okay. Great. Then we go to the spawn thing. If top left spawn equals 0, spawn another slime monster. I got it. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Hey, oh, I figured it out. Look at the genius over here. All right, so I need to change this to spawn point and constant 0. I can actually get rid of this. All right. And then it will check if this equals 0. Then we want... Oh, wait, no. I got it backwards. Right. If you win, this becomes 0. Okay. Then over here, if this has to change. All right. If this equals 0, then spawn the rat swarm. Awesome. Okay. Great. Fantastic. I got it. So what am I going to spawn here? I think I want to spawn a Sahuagin here. So let's see if we can't find a good monster for it. Bats, no. I need like an amphibian. I guess I could make one. They're human enough. I mean, except for the shark head. Yeah, I don't think I have a shark head looking thing that's going to fit here. Maybe evil? No. No, the best thing for me to do is either build one myself or go looking for a free resource that has something close to what I'm looking for. What about these PTRs? Anything? No, I don't think I have any kind of amphibian people. I'm looking. I don't see anything. What about... No, big monsters? Nah, that's not gonna work. Alright. I'll have to make my own then. Let's see if we can't do that. Yeah, alright, well, those are my options. Skin color. Maybe skin color will give me what I'm looking for. Maybe. I mean, now that's just a goblin, right? That's just a goblin. That's not even... Yeah, alright. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. But it's good to know that I can make some monster races. If I... You know what? Oh, heck. I need more orcs for that orc camp in the desert. Yeah. Alright. I just need to find hair and change the color from blonde to... No. 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 There. Good. Perfect. This is what I'm looking for. Let's save this. Okay. Well, that was a trip around the world for nothing. So I'm going to need to go diving for additional sprites, I think. Well, unfortunately, it looks like all of that work and that side project with the orc took up all the free time I had. So I'm going to have to end the episode a little too early. Anyways, I got it eventually, so that's good. And I know what I'm doing, and I can finish setting this up for next time. So until next time, thank you everyone for joining me. Stay safe, and God bless you.